Hello and welcome back, audience. My name is MassiveBrad and welcome back to my FIFA 19 Liverpool career mode. Now, before we get into today's episode, I just want to say a huge big thank you for love and support on the channel. And as always, guys, at the start of these episodes, we're quickly going to recap on the previous. And by now, you guys know how it works. We play 3 games per episode. 2 of them we physically play and you guys see the highlights and goals from, and 1 of them we simulate. Now, in the previous episode, we finished off the month of August. We had 1 game left in August, and that was a game against Norwich, which we simulated, and we did manage to beat them 3-0 with Fabinho scoring a brace after picking up a yellow card. I remember that because I was worried that he picked up a yellow card, but he managed to bounce back and score only 2 minutes later, and then scored another one coming to the end of the game. And then as we went into the month of September, we had Fulham in the Premier League and Lokomotiv Moscow in the Champions League. 2 games that we had to play. Obviously, I felt like Fulham were the more difficult team over Norwich, and I felt like Lokomotiv Moscow, well, it was our first game in the Champions League. In the group stages, we had to play it. So when we come up against Fulham, I was looking forward to it. We just beat Norwich 3-0, and we were coming off the back end of a very exciting victory over Norwich. And do you know what? Well, if you haven't seen that episode, you definitely need to go and see it because we absolutely smashed Fulham. Not only did we keep a clean sheet, not only did we score a hat-trick with Mo Salah, we actually managed to beat them 7-0 away from home, which is absolutely crazy because, guys, we upped Season 3 to the highest difficulty possible on career mode, which, of course, is Ultimate. So far, some games have been a little bit of a challenge, like against Watford, that was a little bit of a difficult one. The game against Lokomotiv Moscow as well was a little bit of a difficult one, especially when you see the scoreline in a moment, or you guys, if you watched the last episode, will know the scoreline. But to beat Fulham 7-0, and then go and play our first Champions League game against Lokomotiv Moscow and only won 1-0, it was a little bit of a shocker. But a great result against Fulham to get 7 goals and keep a clean sheet. Okay, it wasn't the best against Lokomotiv, but we managed to beat them 1-0. A win is a win, and we've just got to be happy with the result. And then in today's episode, guys, we've got Manchester City in the Premier League, we've got West Brom in the Carabao Cup, and then we have Wolves in the Premier League. So my idea of today's 3 games is going to be, we're playing the City game because we are at Anfield and City is a big game. We're going to play the West Brom game because I want to go as far as we can in the Carabao Cup, because something that we also looked at in the previous episode was fan objectives, and one of the fan objectives is called 7 or Retirement 7, and we are aiming to win all 7 pieces of silverware that we can this year. We already have 3. We've won the Asian Elite Cup, which was pre-season, the FA Community Shield and the UEFA Super Cup. We've then got the Premier League to still win, Champions League, the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup. 4 more pieces of silverware up for grabs, and we are doing our utmost best to win those 4 for the end of the season, because I have announced a few episodes ago that I will be hanging up MassiveBrad's suit at Liverpool at the end of Season 3 and retiring from Liverpool in order to do something different and start something new before FIFA 20. But yeah, we're going to play the City game, play the West Brom game, and then simulate the last game in today's episode, which of course is against Wolverhampton Wanderers. But one thing I want to mention, guys, and this is massive to me, in the last episode, you guys know there wasn't much energy, there wasn't much shouting, there just wasn't much of MassiveBrad, and I can only apologise for that. But what I do want to say is thank you so much for all the lovely comments of, get well soon, Brad, we want you to get better and have loads of energy. I hope you're feeling better over the next couple of days. So many nice comments from you guys at home wishing me to get better and wishing me the best of luck over the next couple of days to try and kick this. It has now been 2 days since I recorded that episode. I would say I'm 95% better. Obviously, you guys can probably tell on the throat and my voice, I do sound a lot better. I just feel like my nose is still a little bit blocked. My sinuses are still playing up a little bit. But I am raring to go. And I did leave a comment on the previous episode saying, look, I'm going to record tomorrow night, which is tonight, and I'm going to give it my utmost best. I'm going to try my hardest. But if I get 10-20 minutes into this video and I just think, you know what, the energy's lacking, I'm sweating again, I'm having, I'm going from hot to cold, and I'm just not making myself any better, I'm just going to stop, and I'm going to come back to it in another 2 days, because realistically, there's no point in me constantly pushing myself to try and do a video to just make myself even worse than when I started, and then it sets me back another couple of days before I can record again. But I am going to give it my best shot, guys, and I also want to say thank you so much as well for the lovely feedback on the fan objectives. A lot of you very happy with what we are doing with the fan objectives. There was a comment from Kuru the Creator saying, Brad, the whole Salah and Mane, you said score either 22 plus goals with Salah or Mane. He would have preferred it if I'd have said score 22 plus goals with Salah and Mane, because technically both of them did get the golden boot with 22 goals in the current season of 2018/2019 in real life. Yes, we probably should have done both of them, but you know what? I went with one of them, and so far you can see there Mo Salah, after 5 games, has scored 6 goals, so he is on the run right now. Down in 8th place, we've got Naby Keita, who is trying to beat the record of Steven Gerrard. Now, in the previous episode, I did put a little text box up telling you guys that I got it wrong. I said that Steven Gerrard scored 24 goals in his 08-09 season in the Premier League. That is incorrect. He scored 24 goals in all competitions minus pre-season. So if we quickly go over to the squad and look at the squad hub, we can work out just quickly what Naby Keita's got minus pre-season. Pre-season does not count. So if we have a look at goals, he scored 8 in the Asian League Cup, but that is pre-season, so that doesn't count. He didn't score in the FA Community Shield. He hasn't scored in the Champions League. He scored 3 in the Premier League, none in the Carabao Cup, none in the UEFA Super Cup, and none in the FA Cup. So he's only actually scored 3 goals right now, and they've all come in the Premier League. But if he scores in the Champions League, if he scores in the Carabao Cup, if he scores in the FA Cup, then they also go in the pot with the Premier League goals. So he's looking for 24 goals this season, plus to potentially beat Gerrard's record of his 08-09 goals scored in one season. But we are about to face up against Manchester City, and this is the lineup we are putting out. We've got Sadio Mane out on the left wing, Roberto Firmino at striker, Salah out on the right wing, Gini Wijnaldum linking up with Naby Keita in the central midfield role. A little deeper, we've got Fabinho in the central defensive midfield, and then at the back we've got Tierney, Jimenez, Gomez and Trent, with Alisson between the sticks. Now you guys will see that Mane, Gini, Fabinho, Gomez, Trent, they're not all fully fit, but I am still going to play them because we need to be putting out one of our strongest possible teams that we can against Manchester City. They are a big club. They've got some cracking players, very young players, and plenty of goals in the tank. So we really have to be playing our best team that we possibly can. But unfortunately, the likes of Robertson, Van Dijk, they're just not there. They're around 60-70% fit, and I don't want to risk playing them. So I had to change up the team a little bit. But bringing Tierney and Jimenez in at that left back and left centre back position is no problem whatsoever, because they are unbelievable players, and we do know that Jimenez likes to score from corners. So fingers crossed, if we get a corner, we can potentially put it in the back of the net and score some goals against City. But we are coming off a back end of a 7-0 against Fulham in the Premier League and a 1-0 victory against Lokomotiv Moscow in the Champions League. So I'm looking forward to this. We're at Anfield. We're on ultimate difficulty. Can we bag the 3 points against the blue side of Manchester? Right. Really, we need some energy, we need some excitement, and hopefully I'm going to be able to bring that for you guys today. I'm feeling 90-95% fit, apart from a blocked nose and my sinuses playing up a little bit. I'm raring to go, feeling a little bit warm, but what can I say? When the sun sets, it sets right on the office window, so not much I can do about that. It is very warm with the sun still coming through. I mean, it's 7:30 in the UK at night, and the sun is still beaming down. We are definitely getting into summer in the UK. We don't see too much of the sun, but the last couple of weeks have definitely been a hot one. But you know what? We've got energy. I've got passion for the game. I've got enjoyment of this Liverpool creamer. I've got you guys at home watching. So let's make it a good one and get this kicked off with Bobby Firmino in the first half. Let's get it underway to Trent. Trent going to play it through now as Salah gets the better of Jordi Alba once again. Here comes Mo Salah running at the defenders. Trying to get through. Laporte has come with a big slide tackle, and he's actually injured Mo Salah. Mane up to Bobby. Bobby going to wait and play it through now to Sadio Mane. And here comes Mane coming forwards. Come on, Mane, keep going, son. Keep going. We're going to pull this back now onto his left foot. Nice ball in now for Mo Salah at the back post. Mo Salah! Massive save there from Ederson. Massive save. Should have maybe looked at going for a left foot finesse there with Mo Salah. I just thought about taking it first time. And Naby Keita has picked up a yellow card for taking out the Manchester City player earlier on. Let's give it to Mane. Mane puts a nice ball in now for Naby Keita on the volley. And Jordi Alba's in the way. Let's deal with this. We are not going in. 1-0 down at half time. It's not happening. Jesus plays one back to Fernandinho. Naby Keita is still injured. Keep going there, Naby. Nicely done. Pick this ball up now and play it inside to Bobby Firmino. As we play it into Bobby Firmino, the referee is going to blow for half time at Anfield. Unfortunately, Mo Salah picked up an injury early on into the game. He's running off, no problem. But then Naby Keita picked one up around 4 or 5 minutes ago, and from what I can see, he's still injured. So I am going to go into the second half now. I'm going to make one change, and that's going to be Gini Wijnaldum for Coutinho. I think Coutinho may well just make the difference. A little bit more flair, a little bit of that Brazilian spark in the midfield. Going forwards with Naby Keita, I'm sure Coutinho can probably get on the score sheet. But realistically, we've got to see how Naby Keita's doing. There's no injury ambulance or medical sign next to his name right now. He has got a yellow card there. So I think the next move for me is eventually going to be Naby Keita and Mane coming off in this second half. But for now, I'm happy to bring Coutinho on for Gini Wijnaldum. We want to keep him nice and fit because we have got a big game up next in the Carabao Cup. But City are going to be the team to kick us off in the second half. Let's get it underway and let's keep going and find their first goal. To Salah. Salah inside now to Bobby. Bobby going to lay this off to Coutinho. There we go. Breaking forwards now with Philippe Coutinho around the corner now to Sadio Mane. Mane's got the angle right. Go on. And how have we not scored again? Ederson is absolutely on fire right now. There is not much we can do other than keep trying. Naby Keita has not got an injury next to his name now. It's playing inside. Nicely done. Here's Fabinho. Laying off now to Philippe Coutinho. On that left foot. Philippe Coutinho's hit the post. Mane to follow up. He has done. It's 1-0 Liverpool. Well, we've been waiting patiently. And that goal has finally come. And I honestly thought when Philippe Coutinho got the ball, took it onto his left foot, looked to bend the one in the bottom left corner, I thought he was going to score. And lo and behold, we hit the post. But our man, our left wing, Sadio Mane, right place, right time to just side foot that home into the back of the net as Ederson was only just getting up off the pitch. And happy days, 1-0. It took us 53 minutes. Surely now we can push on for a second, maybe even a third. Here's Mane. Coutinho. Coutinho ping one over now, looking for Salah. Salah looks ahead and one back to Naby Keita, going round the corner now to Fabinho. It's 2-0 and there we go. We score one. We calm the nerves. We get the fans hyped, bouncing around Anfield. And within 3 minutes, we found the second. It took us 53 minutes to find the first, but only 3 minutes to find the second. Well done, Fabinho, who I think now has scored maybe 3 or 4 in the Premier League. I know he scored 2 in the previous episode against Norwich. Is that his 3rd or 4th goal in the Premier League? But there we go. I'm telling you now, guys, Season 3. 3 goals in the Premier League. Season 3, we have built one of the best teams I have ever built in career mode. Play it back. Through the middle now. Bobby going to lay that off to Coutinho. Coutinho straight through now to Sadio Mane. And here we go once again. Mane swinging back onto that right foot. Looks to bend the one far post. Bobby Firmino to follow up. It's 3-0. What is going on? What is going on?
He's done a lot of talking, hasn't he? But
9 minutes,
with his speech as
3 goals. In fact, it's not even 9 minutes. We scored in the 53rd, the 56th, and the 70th. 7 minutes, and we've scored 3 goals. How we went 53 minutes without scoring a single goal, well, I can tell you why. Ederson was on fire. He was keeping everything out the back of the net. But now, it took us 6 minutes or 7 minutes for us to go and score 3 goals. 53, 56, and the 60th minute. Fabinho round the corner now to Naby Keita. There we go. I'm going to have Coutinho wanting to come forward here. It's headed on nicely there from City. Here's Salah. Play through now to Coutinho. Coutinho through on goal. Coutinho! Is it the crossbar? Mane to follow up. Oh, look at this. It's 4-0. Oh, honestly, it's men against boys. It's a walk in the park. Literally, we scored in the 53rd. It took us 11 minutes. 11 minutes to score 4 goals. And Coutinho has got 2 assists. 1 he hit the crossbar, 1 he hit the post, and Mane's there to follow up with a side foot, and now a lobbed header over Ederson, who can't get a hand to it, and it lands in the back of the net. Absolutely unreal scoreline. 7-0 Fulham, forget that, it's 4-0 against Manchester City. Take it down, Sessegnon, put a ball in now for Trent to get a ball into the middle. It's cleared away from Lovren, and the referee has blown for full time. Dejan Lovren falls to his knees. He's got his head in his hands and he cannot be very happy. He departed Liverpool for Manchester City and he just got done over at his old stadium. You can see Fabinho going over to give Lovren a hug. He must be absolutely gutted. We sold him and he's just been done over by his old team. absolutely killed them off. I have no idea how it happened because we waited so long, but once we got to that 53rd minute and Sadio Mane scored, well, it was a stroll in the park from that point on. 17 shots, 12 on target. City only had 2 shots, 1 on target, and one of those shots was Fakia's, which was absolutely ridiculous. So you know what? We absolutely smashed Manchester City there and fully deserved it. Similar possession, but we had a lot more shots and a lot more on target. I just wanted to have a little look who actually scored. So Mane got 2, Fabinho got 1, and Bobby Firmino also got 1. Who got the assists? Let's have a goal assists. Coutinho didn't actually get given any, but then again, I suppose he hit the post and he hit the crossbar from a shot. But you know what? Sadio Mane picks up man of the match for a 9.5 rating. We dominate Manchester City, we keep a clean sheet, and we've just put another 4 goals towards our goal difference tally. Right guys, and here we are ready to face off against West Brom. I've done all the player development, done all the emails, the usual stuff, got the squad lined up, and I have to say, the squad has had to change just a little bit because we only had a 2-day break in between the West Brom game and the game we just played against City, and we absolutely dominated against City, so I have had to rotate it just a little bit against West Brom. Now in Season 2, I was always playing like a B/C team, playing none of the starting 11 in the Carabao Cup or the FA Cup for the simple reason we were just playing those games, and whether we got knocked out or we progressed through and won it, we weren't too fussed. We were focused on the Premier League and the Champions League, and that's exactly what we won in Season 2, and that's what we set out to do. Whereas this season, with me retiring at the end of the season, you guys know the whole situation with Retirement 7. We're trying to win all 7 pieces of silverware, so especially now, we're going to have the FA Cup kicking off soon. We're in the Carabao Cup. I feel like we may as well play the Carabao Cup games, especially because we're doing so well in the Premier League, and we are currently undefeated, and hopefully we can continue that. But we are about to play Wolves for the game after West Brom, and we are going to be simulating it. And when we simulate games, well, it's out of our hands. I can't try my best to pull it back or try my best to score 5 goals. It's in EA's hands, so it's up to them what the result is at the end of the day. But this is the lineup we are putting out against West Brom. We got Ryan Sessegnon on the left wing, Timo Werner at striker, Shaqiri on the right wing, the Ox linking up with Talisca in the central midfield role. A little deeper, we've got Sandro Tonali in the central defensive midfield, and then Robertson, Jimenez, Tar and Semedo at the back. With a little bit of a change, you guys are normally seeing George Bailey between the sticks, but unfortunately with him being out for injury, and I definitely don't want to play our usual man in goal, then I'm going to be playing Dylan Morris, because if we play Alisson and he picks up an injury, we don't have George Bailey to fall back on, which means Dylan Morris would become our number 1 keeper, and that can't happen right now. So I'm giving Dylan Morris, should I say, a chance in goal in this Carabao Cup game. Now, he's still 84 rated overall, so he is very, very good considering his age. I think he's only 21 or 22. He's only 1 rating behind our other man, George Bailey, and then they are both, I think, Alisson's 87, or maybe I think he's 86. We've got George Bailey at 85 and Morrison at 84. So we've got 2 incredible backup keepers ready to come in when Alisson starts to decline. But right now, Alisson is definitely going to be on number 1 and will be when we retire at the end of the season. But let's go ahead and get into this game against West Brom. It's a big one. West Brom are not an easy team. And on the day, they have got some great players that will turn up and look to punish us. So let's fingers crossed they don't do that. And let's hope we have a great result like we have against Fulham and Manchester City in the last couple of games. Well, West Brom, I will apologise to you, the manager, and the fans in advance, because you're getting us on the back end of a 7-0 victory against Fulham and a 4-0 victory against Manchester City. So, when you look at the 2 teams we played, Fulham and Man City, they're definitely more difficult on paper than West Brom, that's for sure. They're both Premier League teams. West Brom are not a Premier League team anymore. So I think we could potentially do some serious damage of maybe 5 or 6-0 to West Brom, and that'd be a great result for us to get in the Carabao Cup. And we've got this man up top, Timo Werner. If he scores, every time he scores, £1 will be going in the pot, and we will be donating that to charity at the end of the season. But let's get it kicked off with Timo Werner. Let's get this game underway. Shaqiri's going to pick this one up. Let's whip a ball in now into the middle. We got Genie there. Well, that's not Genie. That is Ryan Sessegnon. What an absolutely unbelievable goal. First of all, look at this ball from Shaqiri. Ryan Sessegnon goes for the scissor kick. Does it take a deflection? Let's have a little look. He goes for the scissor kick. It does take a deflection off the West Brom player. And it beats the keeper between the sticks. We are 1-0 up after just 6 minutes. I thought for some reason it was Genie. But in fact, it was Ryan Sessegnon. Let's get there, lads. Let's get there nicely. Straight through now to Ryan Sessegnon. And look at this. Ryan Sessegnon through a goal. And he's hit the post. Werner over the top now looking for Shaqiri. Shaqiri looking at getting the better. Timo Werner's going to win that and play it over now to the Ox. The Ox is going to lay it off to Talisca. Talisca out wide to Timo Werner. He's going to take it on the volley. I don't know how we are only 1-0 up against West Brom. We have absolutely killed them. There's Timo Werner still. And as we look to break forwards... Excuse me, got the hiccups now. The referee is going to blow for half time at Anfield. We're 1-0 up. And I kid you not, guys. I don't know how many highlights. And obviously, I've only left one goal in that first half. But as for highlights, I don't know how many would have left. But I'm going to show you the match facts because we have absolutely killed West Brom. Look at that. 12 shots. Okay, not as consistent as I would like now. I realise we've only had 4 on target. But 12 shots, 4 on target. 62% possession. We've only scored 1 goal. There is definitely more goals amongst this team. I just think it's a little bit, because it's so much of a rotated team. Timo Werner doesn't really play with Sessegnon. Shaqiri up top. Shaqiri barely gets in the team. Talisca doesn't really get in the team anymore. Sandro Tonali breaks in now and again. We're playing with a team that is very rotated but still has some of the big stars in there that can score goals. But hopefully we will have many more goals to come in this second half as West Brom kick us off for this second half period. Nicely done, playing up now to Shaqiri. Shaqiri inside now to Timo Werner, laying it off to Sandro Tonali. Tonali going to play it through now, looking for Ryan Sessegnon through a goal. Sessegnon's at the post and Shaqiri's not there to follow up. Oh, that was unbelievable football from the Red Men. Absolutely unbelievable. The Ox going to lay it out wide now to Robertson, who's going to stick a ball straight in, ball in. Ryan Sessegnon's there, just over the bar. Great ball there from Andy Robertson. Great ball. Sessegnon gets the better of his defender, puts a looper head onto it. Sadly, it was looping just too high and over the bar. Win that ball, Jimenez. Nicely done. Ramsey from far out. I was just going to look at hitting that one because we were so close to the end of the game. But the referee is going to blow for full time. There's not a huge amount of highlights. There's not a tremendous amount of goals. But it's like the game against Lokomotiv Moscow. We need the win. We needed to progress through or get the 3 points or do whatever we needed to do. In this competition, it was progress through to the next stages of the Carabao Cup. We do just that. And it comes from Ryan Sessegnon's acrobatic shot. My only worry is his shot was deflected. And if we hadn't got that ball in and the ball wasn't deflected into the back of the net in the 6th minute, what could the other 84 minutes have meant for us? Because although we had some great opportunities, you think with the likes of the 3 up top that we had, yeah, okay, Ryan Sessegnon scores, but it comes from a deflected shot. We still had Shaqiri and Timo Werner up there who just didn't do too much on the day. Not really getting into the groove with Timo Werner right now. But I'm sure over time as I play with him, I'll get into the groove and understand where his strong points and his weak points are. We have 16 shots, 5 on target. Definitely not consistent enough, but we certainly had a lot of shots without a doubt. West Brom having 1 shot, which wasn't even on target. Shaqiri picks up man of the match with an 8.8 rating. It's a great result. There's not a lot of goals and highlights, but you know what? We're through to the next stages of the Carabao Cup. Right, and here we are, all advanced to the match up next against Wolverhampton Wanderers. I'm a little bit gutted here right now because, as you guys can see here, we have played 6 games so far in the Premier League and we've won all 6. We've got a goal difference. We've only conceded 3 goals. We've scored 23 already after just 6 games. And we've got a goal difference of 20, which is absolutely insane. Goal difference of 20 after just 6 games. That is a crazy goal difference indeed. But what I'm a little bit gutted about now is we're about to simulate the game against Wolves for the final game in today's episode. And that means it's out of my hands. The game is in the hands of EA and they will decide whether we win, draw, or even lose, but we are putting out the usual starting 11, the strongest starting 11 that we can, in hope to bag us those 3 important points. We've got Sadio Mane out on the left wing, Roberto Firmino at striker, Salah out on the right wing, Gino Wijnaldum linking up with Naby Keita in the central midfield role. A little deeper we got Fabinho in the central defensive midfield, and then Robertson, Van Dijk, Gomez and Trent at the back, with Alisson between the sticks. Let's just go ahead and get this game simulated, get the players warmed up, and let's get it going and just hope that we can score some goals, but most importantly, win the game. Referee blows and kicks off this game 10 minutes in and nothing has happened yet. 15 minutes in, nothing yet. 20 minutes in and nothing has happened just yet. I'll tell you what, we're already fast approaching half-time and nothing has happened yet. Come on, Liverpool, we need a goal. And we've just gone past half-time. We're now into the second half. Coutinho has come on for Mane. May for Matinho. Trent has picked up a yellow card in the 53rd. Come on, Liverpool, how have we not scored here? Werner on for Bobby. Costa on for Adama, Junior on for Salah, coming up to the 90th minute, and we've drawn 0-0. Well, we've done something in the Ajax Road to Glory that you guys will know. There's a little something called the Invincibles, and that is where you go all season in the league, not losing a single game. You can win and you can draw. In the Ajax Road to Glory, we in fact played all 34 games. We didn't lose one. We didn't draw one. We won every single game in the Eredivisie, which then I crowned it the Incredible Invincibles. That's what I made up. Not just the Invincibles of not losing a game, the Incredible Invincibles, which is where you don't lose or even draw a game. But sadly, that result against Wolves just wasn't good enough, especially with the strong lineup that we put out. Very disappointed that we only managed to pick up a point there, because realistically the squad that we've got, we should be getting 3 points every goddamn game. But you know what? You win some, you lose some, and unfortunately with EA, you also draw some. But what an incredible episode it has been today. We've beat Manchester City, which was absolutely unbelievable. We progressed through to the next stages of the Carabao Cup. And then we finished on a little bit of a downer, a little bit of a low after only picking up 1 point against Wolves. But we started off the Premier League absolutely unbelievable. We've done so well in the Champions League. We are joint top with Dortmund after beating Lokomotiv Moscow. And we are playing Dortmund in the next episode. If we quickly go over to the calendar before ending today's episode, we've got Dortmund in the next one. We've got Leicester and we've got United. So let's be honest. We're going to play the Dortmund game. We're going to simulate the Leicester game. And we're going to play the United game without a doubt. Because United, we just beat the blue side of Manchester after winning 4-0. Can we beat the red side of Manchester, and hopefully with a similar sort of scoreline? Our next opponent in the Carabao Cup is going to be West Ham, and it's already the round of 16. So only round of 16, 4. So we've got around 4 or 5 games left in the Carabao Cup before we're in the final, and potentially lifting another piece of silverware this season, which is absolutely unbelievable. But that is going to do it for today's episode, guys. And if you have enjoyed it, please do give it a big thumbs up for me. Don't forget to drop your comments down below if you're new around here. Click that subscribe button. Don't forget to share this video with your friends and family. And I've been MassiveBrad. Peace out.